Good morning and welcome to today's Monday morning math. That's an alliteration, although I don't know if you're doing this in the morning. I'm doing it in the morning, maybe you are too. All right, we are going back to subtraction today. Let's review a little bit what we did last week. So on Thursday and Friday of last week, we started looking very carefully at how to subtract when it's impossible. So let's look at this one first, 62 minus 35. I would love it right now if you would grab a pencil and just a scrap piece of paper so that you can do this along with me and you can be practicing. Pause the video if you need to grab that. All right, so 62 minus 35, you can write that on your paper. 2 minus 5, is that possible? No, it is not, impossible. If I have 2 jelly beans, you can't take 5 away from me. I only have 2. So what do? We go next door. We're going robbing today. So I have my 2, it's not gonna work. So I go next door to the 6 and I take 1 away from the 6. What does that make the 6 turn into, Charlie? Good, it makes the 6 become a 5. And then I can bring my 10 over here. Now I like to just put the 1 in front of the number here, but you could also put it up here if that feels better. I don't have to take anything away from the 2. The 2 is not being stolen from. The 2 is robbing from next door, okay? But now 12 minus 5, is that possible? Yes. What is 12 minus 5? Aloe? Yeah, so that would be 7. Very good. Okay, now I go to my next column. What's 5 minus 3? Pat? Beautiful, 2. So our answer is 27. All right. Last week we were only doing 2-digit numbers, but the rules are the same when we move into 3-digit numbers. So let's do a 3-digit number subtraction problem. And then we're gonna get into one that's a little trickier that we're gonna need to talk over because it is gonna be in your work today. All right, for the second question, I have 119 minus 78. Can you guys write that one down? Beautiful. What is 9 minus 8? First, is that possible? Yes, it is. Excellent. This is easy. What's 9 minus 8? Amelia. 1. Perfect. Easy. Bam. Moving over. What is 1 minus 7? Impossible. Good job. It's impossible. So what do I need to do? I need to go over and take 1. So there's 1 here. If I take that 1 away, there's 0 left. Now I just put that 1 in front of the other one and it's become an 11. I did exactly the same thing as I did over here. I just did it in the tens and the hundreds column instead of in the ones column, okay? I do the same thing no matter how many digits I have. What is 11 minus 7? Emerson. Good, 4. And then I come here, 0 minus, there's nothing there. If I have nothing, and you take nothing away from me, how many do I have? I still have nothing. Great. So now we're done. I hope that you aren't stressed out by the 3-digit idea. We're using all of the same rules that we've already been using. We're just using it in a different place. Okay? Now this is sort of one of the strange ones, okay? So let's take a look at this example. 302 minus 146. All right, let's get started. There's gonna come a point in this one where you're gonna go, don't know what to do. Be ready. 2 minus 6. Is this possible? No, it is not possible. So I go next door because I can only ever go next door. I want you to imagine, you're this robber, right? Imagine that what you're stealing is ridiculously heavy. So anytime you go robbing, and you're on the roof, so you can't jump over a whole house. You have to just jump from house to house. And then when you get there and you steal something to take it back, it's so heavy that every time you jump back, you have to set it down and take a break because it's so heavy, okay? Imagine that, keep that in mind as we do this question. So the two, it's impossible. I have to go next door and take one away. But when I get next door, there's nothing there. It's a 0. Can I take anything away from a 0? No. But I'm not just gonna give up. No, no, no. I'm the kind of robber with perseverance. I'm gonna keep going. So I'm gonna jump over to the next house. Okay, I'm gonna take one away from there. So the 3 now becomes a 2. But remember, the load I'm stealing is so heavy that when I get back, I have to set it down, okay? But what number needs it? The 2 is what needs it. Okay, but here's the thing. Now, when I go next door, it's not 0 anymore. Now it's 10. Can I take one away from 10? Yeah. The 10 becomes a 9, and now I can put my 1 in front of the 2. So just as a reminder, I had to jump to 2 different houses because of that 0. And then when I took one away, I could only bring it next door. But once there were 10 here, then I could take one to give to this one, okay? If the zeros in today's work are really messing with you, what you can do is send me a note and say, Mrs. Wyan, I am really having a hard time with this. Can we set up a Zoom call? So try it first, of course, play around with it, see if you can figure it out. Sometimes we just need to actually give it a try. But if you're really struggling, I don't want you sitting there getting frustrated with your work or crying over it or needing mom and dad to come and help you a lot. You can tell me that we need to have a quick Zoom call, just you and me, and we can do that so I can help you out, okay? Don't worry. Anyway, now we can actually subtract. So what is 12 minus 6? Jordan, 6. What is 9 minus 4? Jaden, lovely. What is 2 minus 1? Audrey, beautiful. 156. I want us to do one more. This time we're gonna have 2 zeros. So let's do 100 minus, let's do minus 31. Okay, so this will tell me how many years until I turn 100. Beautiful, that's a sad thing to think about. All right, here we go. What is 0 minus 1? It is impossible. So I go next door. They have nothing to steal. Lame, go to next door again. They have something I can steal, so I'll take that away and leave it next door because it was so heavy. But now I can take one away and put it there. So now I can actually do some subtracting. What is 10 minus 1? Philip. Wait, Philip? Okay, Philip, you're not in this class. You need to go away now. No, you cannot answer the questions. You're not in our class. Sorry about that, guys. Someone from my class, what is 10 minus 1? Thank you, that would be 9. Very good. Oh man, sometimes I tell you. All right, what is 9 minus 3? Jackson. Beautiful, 6. And what's 0 take away? Absolutely nothing? Nothing! Which means in 69 years, I'll be 100. That's scary. All right. I hope that this has made sense. The big thing for you to remember today is that you can only jump from house to house on the roof, right? You cannot jump over a whole house. I could not have skipped over here. Nope, I have to go one at a time. And then as I come back, I have to go one at a time. And your load is so heavy that when you're jumping back, you have to set it down at each house you land on. Now, I say at each house you land on because someday you're gonna have to subtract, and it's not just gonna be a 3-digit number. It's gonna be something like this. And there's a whole bunch of zeros here, and you're gonna have to go, oh, nothing to steal, nothing to steal, nothing to steal, nothing to steal. Oh, finally, something to steal. Oh, set it down. Oh, set it down. Oh, set it down. Take one with me. Oh, set it down. That's how it works. You're not gonna have a question like that in your work today, but someday you will have to do something like this. Probably not in grade 3. Let's take out your jump workbooks now and see what you're gonna be doing today. All right, today you are on page 66 all the way to 69. It sounds like a lot, but they give you a lot of room to do the problems, all right? We're practicing our subtraction today. You're gonna do 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9. So let's start by looking at number 2. When it says regroup 100 as tens, then subtract, I feel like sometimes the instructions on these pages confuse people. Just subtract. You will have to do some stealing or borrowing, but I don't want you to worry too much about what the instructions say. If you read that and go, what are they talking about? Ignore it, subtract, okay? This one they did the stealing for you, but you still need to do the subtracting. And then you have to do all of the work for the other ones. All right, you'll come over to number 3. Again, it says regroup 100 as 10 tens or 110 as 10 ones. Please ignore that, just subtract. Sometimes you'll need to steal from one column, sometimes you'll steal from another column. Just do the subtracting, okay? That was number 3. Number 4. In number 4 it says subtract. You'll need to regroup twice. That just means that it's gonna be impossible 2 times, and you're gonna have to go next door twice. Again, don't worry too much about this. Just do what you need to do to subtract. In number 6 on the next page, subtract, regroup when needed is just saying, just subtract, guys. Sometimes we need to regroup, sometimes like steal, and sometimes we don't. Part of subtracting is knowing when you need to do that, when it's impossible and when it's not. And then number 9, this is the one where we're doing 100, take away something. This is the one with the zeros in it. Remember, you can only go next door. And when you come back, you can only go next door before you drop your load, and then just take one more, okay? If this is tricky, let me know. We can always set up a private Zoom call so that I can walk you through how to do the stuff with the zeros, but give it a try first, okay? Good luck, you guys. I bet you're gonna do great.